part 2 of the Imgur clone. The last one, we just got done with the create action in the post controller. So now let's add some, let's make it so you can submit an image from other sites. And in order to do that, I'm going to use a gem called auto HTML right here. And so let's do that. So I'll pull up the documentation. All right. So we've already installed the gem, but basically we're going to put this include auto HTML. We're going to put that in the application controller, so then we can use it in multiple places. And then basically we're going to add something like this, except we'll change this to post. And this allows we'll have to make a new column in our posts table called image URL underscore HTML, and it'll save the image URL in an image tag. So then when you display it, it just displays the image. And you can also you see that you can use YouTube or even SoundCloud or Vimeo to embed content. So let's install that right now. All right. So in here, we're just going to add include auto HTML. All right. So then in our post model, I'm gonna just copy and paste this, what you see right here. It'll change a little bit. So basically, if you pull up we're going to change this to, if we pull up the schema actually, see we got image URL right here, and that's where we're going to insert the URL for the photo. So that's what we're going to put this as. But in order to do that, we're going to it needs another column to save the image tags inside of, so we've got to make that first. So we got to make a migration. We just add a underscore HTML to the end of it like that. We'll call this, actually we'll call this text, just in case. Migrate that. All right, let's look at the schema. Look at that, we got it right there. All right, so now basically, if you look at the views, posts, new, anytime that we just put a URL right here, it's gonna parse it and it's going to make a like an image tag, so then we'll just display it. We're going to have to make a show. So basically what it will do is, if you go to the new action here, oh, it's not running right now. But to get this going, we should get some things showing on the index page for posts. So let's add that to our. Let's first change our root from static pages to posts, the post index. All right, we got that. So then in here, let's add an index action. And this is just going to be we're just going to display all of them right there. So for this too, we're going to have to change this test, visits homepage. That's still good, but we're going to change this to have CSS, and we're going to have like a box that says posts. We're going to a div, a class. So we're going to want to make sure of that. But let's see what this says. Missing template index. All right, yeah, let's make the view then. All right, we got that. Now I've got all of the divs and stuff set up, so I'm just gonna copy and paste them in, and then I'll just go over them. All right, basically in here we've got I'll take this out right now. But oh, right here. Whoops. If I actually take all of that out right now, let's keep this simple. I'll go over it in a little bit, the rest of that. So right here, we're just iterating through posts, and then a little weird, but in order to get it set up like this, where all of the squares are matching and the images aren't getting distorted, it's just hiding the overflow, we have to, I found it best to put it inside of a style element for a div class. So we're actually rendering it as a background image and then we're using CSS to display it so it doesn't get all funky. So actually, if we do that, let's run our local host. Well, actually, let's run RSpec quick. Yep, tests are passing now because we made that made the index action. So let's add this. All right, but also let's run the server, and then I can kind of show you. All right. Oh, it's because I don't have any of the CSS styling in there right now. So actually, if we just also just put in, for example, put post dot title. Weird. Well, anyways, let's should be displaying. Oh, I haven't made any yet. Duh. Let's make one quick. So title, first post. Then I'm just grabbing an image quick. I'll just go to Google and grab an image quick. Oh, see, we need to log in. Actually, we need to sign up. So username. All right, worked. And there we got the title right there. Let's show you this too. If we were to do this, it should show the image URL too. Yeah, there's the URL. All right, but anyways, so actually let's check that auto HTML is making a separate thing. Let's make sure that it's filling in the HTML column. All right, there it is. So this is what you can see. So when we submit a URL, it, where is it? So we submit this, and then auto HTML will parse it and put it inside of a tag like this. So then you can just display it. I don't know if I think the image I grabbed was a bad example. But we'll just keep going. Actually, all right. So we got the index page up. Let's we should test that in the controller. So let's make a index action. We're gonna do give more room. Do another describe. And it's going to be get request. All right. So we're going to use factory girl in this, but it should populate an array of posts because there's many posts on an index. All right, and then post is going to equal a factory girl. All right. So we're basically saying here we're expecting there to be multiple posts on the index page. And that's why we have posts right here instead of just post. And then we're saying equal, and then we're putting this inside of an array, equal post, because there's going to be multiple posts in that array. All right, and then it should render the index. Should render the index view. Expect the response to be index. Let's run RSpec. All right, it's passing. See, normally I just forgot to run that test before we made the action, but normally you want to truly do test-driven development or behavior-driven development. You want to always write your test first. So let's commit this. All right, up next, let's Let's build the show action too while we're at it. Let's test it first. All right, so for this one, we're gonna have to make sure it assigns the correct post. So we're gonna make sure it's being sent to the right URL. Post is gonna be another factory girl that we're gonna create. So for this get show, we're also gonna have to give it an ID because it has to know which page to render, and we're just gonna say post, and then we got to write our expectation. All right, and then it should render the show view. Once again, same thing as above. All right, now we're going to expect a response to render a template of show. All right, we should get a failing test here. There we go. Yep, both those tests are failing right here. So let's make them. Let's make the route first. All right, route's made. Post controller. Is that a show method? Find the right post. Actually, that should work. Let's run RSpec again. All right, now we are missing the template. So let's make it. All right, we have a show template now, so if we run RSpec, it should pass. All right, let's commit this. All right, now that we have all that up and going, I'm gonna open the index again. Actually, first I'm gonna I'm I'm going to copy and paste that index back in, and I'm going to go over it. Whoops. All right, there we go. So basically what this is doing is it's iterating through, and we'll get rid of this for now. We don't have upvotes yet. We don't have any votes yet. All right, so this is just a link to the show page for whatever post it is, and then you go to that page when you click on the title, and then all of these are for the way it slides up when you hover. So when you hover on the image, another div slides up, and then it's going to have your voting and how many points it has. And this is where the link will be that you can click and go to the show page. But if we go to this right now, it should look all messed up. Yep, there we go. Looking weird. So actually you can see that image now. You can see the top of it. But I'm going to throw in some styling right now. And I have all these style sheet, this SCSS already made, but you can find it on GitHub and you can look over it. I'm not going to concentrate on that on this tutorial. All right, I just put those in there. So if we refresh, we should get some different. All right, yeah, there's some styling, and you can see how the image didn't get distorted at all, and it's showing in a perfect square, and that's why I put it in this inside the div tag right there, using it as a background image. Also, we should add a header. Close this for now. All right, we have the header there. Oh no, we already have one built. Whoops. You can go on GitHub to look at this or pause the video and copy it, but I'm just going to paste this in right now. Basically, it's saying all you need to know is it's homepage, logo. If the user signed in, show the new link to the new post path and log out. If they're if they're logged out, they can sign up or register. See what this looks like now. All right, there we go. Now you can click on it, and I've got this form all styled too. And now let's see this in action. All right, mountain, and there we go. Oh, that's funky. All right. So next, let's add votes, some voting to the pictures. But you can see how it slides up like that, and you can click it and go to the picture. Actually, I was wrong. Let's go to the show page quick. Whoops. Yeah. All right, got this one too. I'm gonna take votes out right now. And comments, because we haven't gotten to those yet. So this is it for now. All right. Let me try this out. That might have just been a bad URL I put in. Yeah. This wasn't it wasn't a real, yeah, that was a bad URL I put in. But if we go to this one, I think it should work. Yeah, see, there you go. That's what the show page will look like. And that's what the auto HTML does. So we got that going. Let's get some voting going on the index page. So first, let's write a feature test. Let's make that. Let's run RSpec quick. Make sure. All right, let's make a feature. So I call this one user votes index spec.rb, because then we'll have user votes show as well. And then we're going to want to require Rails helper. Oops, that's not supposed to be a block. Let's write a feature. And a scenario, which will be an upvote. All right, and then a user has to be logged in, just like the create post. A user should be logged in before they are able to make a vote. All right, have them visit the root page. That's where we'll be voting. And then Capybara doesn't know that the post exists yet, so there's no post out there, so we have to create a post in order to vote on it. So let's do that. But first, if you remember, in here we had this visit post new, so we'd have to write all this again. So probably good to modulize this and make a module. So let's do that quick and hop over here. Let's make a directory called support, but it'll be in spec support. Then we're going to make another directory called features. All right, and then we'll touch it with a file. We'll call this post helper. All right, there we got post helper. Now let's make this module quick. And we'll call it create post, and it will take in the post title and the image URL. Let's go over here. Let's take that out. Let's put it in over here. And then we'll just switch out this with post title and image URL. All right, now let's go over here and we'll use that method, create post. And it's going to take in 2 arguments, and we'll call this title, and this we'll call, I don't know, we'll just do imgur.com. All right, well, this isn't quite going to work yet because we need to go into our Rails helper and we got to tell it that where the module is. So that's what this does right here. But now it should work. Let's test it. All right. Well, the old create post is working, so this is a new error right here. Scope. All right, let's check this out. This is visit root path. All right, let's finish this out. Then we're gonna create a post. All right, then we're saying we should expect the current page that we're on after that's submitted. We should expect the current page to be the root path because it should redirect. And then we're going to find a class called up, and we're going to click it. So we're going to make that class up, and it's going to be an up arrow, and that's going to be like an upvote. Then we'll expect page to have the content 1 point. I didn't really get into the naming, the point versus points, so I just put points. All right, now we can run RSpec and should have a failure again. And that's because we haven't added upvote routes or controller action. So let's do that. So let's go to the post controller. Actually, let's go to routes first. And we're going to nest the liking. All right, those routes should be there. Now we can build this. So let's do the upvote first. First, we got to find the right post. Very similar to the post create action. Actually, we don't need this else. We just need this because it'll automatically redirect a person if they're not signed in. But then we need to redirect back. Run RSpec. And we're going to get an error again because we need to add the access votable gem which will give us all of the voting functionality actually. So if we look at our gem file, X as votable. Let's look at the documentation. Oops. All right, we already have it in there, so let's run this Rails generate access votable migration. Then run Rails db migrate or rake db migrate. Cool. And then we have to then in the post model, oops, we add this. All right, so we got that in there, but we still need the up arrow or the whatever to click up to upvote it. Where is it? Let's go to the index. So this is what's added right here. Link to post path, post, and it's saying upvote it right here. I'm going to take out this downvote right for now, but this should get it passing. Defined login as user. One second. Oh, I forgot to make it a symbol right there. Whoops. Let's try this now. Have content 1 point. It should be 1 point. Zero points. Oh, that's why. I forgot to add this. It's the most important part of the upvote. We should do up post dot upvote by current user. Now we should be good. Look at that, we're all passing. Let's add this. All right, let's do downvotes now. So we'll go to we'll just put another scenario in here. Actually, let's copy and paste this because it's so similar. I'll change this to downvote. So basically we're changing this to downvote, and they're going to press the class down. But it's all going to do the same things, and then we're going to expect there to be 0 points. So let's run this. There we go, couldn't find .down. So first, let's write the downvote method. I'm going to copy and paste this because it's still so similar. And we already made the route. So so you see we already made the dislike route. But right here, we'll do this, and then instead it is downvote. And this is downvote. Then this will be downvoted. But well, we're still going to need to put the down arrow. So let's put that. So in the index, copy this. Let's try this again. All passing. Let's add this too. And if we look at this, let's refresh this. I don't know what's up with that image is all acting up, but we can upvote. It says upvoted, 1 point. Just a slow loading image. Can upvote, upvoted, visit it. See, now we need to be able to upvote it on the show page. So we already have the actions done. We just need to add it to the show page, and we need to write an integration test for that. So it'll be very similar to this right here. In fact, we might be able to copy over a lot of it. But let's make another feature. So we got that. And before I forget, actually, let's go to the post controller again. No, not that. Let's add that you have to be authenticated for upvote and downvote. All right. let's add upvoting and downvoting to the show page. So let's write that test quick. So require the Rails helper once again. Then I'll write out this feature. This will be pretty similar to the user creates. All right, the scenario. All right, and then we got the user should be logged in. Whoops. Let's log in as user. First, we're gonna visit the root path, make sure we're on that page, and then we'll create a post because we need a post to vote on and a post to go to. Let's give it just a random URL, imgur.com. And then this part, this is what makes it different than the index, the user votes index feature test. So we're gonna click on first post, because remember we made the link, we made the title a link to the show page. So this is saying click on that link, and then we should be on the show page now. And now on the show page, we're going to find the upvote. And we can expect page to have have content of 1 point, just like the index. And I'm just going to write the downvote one right now as well. Get it out of the way. Very similar to the upvotes. Down and 0 points. Let's run a test. This should be failing because we need to put the up and down elements in there. Undefined method features. It's because it's feature. All right, there you go. See, missing the up and the down. So let's add that. And that will look like, so I just copied and pasted it in, but we put it in a div called vote, and then inside that div we have, this is the same as the index page, link to like post path of this post, and then we're putting it, and here is the, right here, class up. So that's what this is looking for, and it's going to press it. So this should work now. All right, we're passing. Let's add it. All right, I think I am gonna stop right here for this video part 2, and then in part 3 we'll add some comments. But if we refresh this page right now, the image is slow to load, but you can see we can downvote here now and upvote. It's just, the image is there, it's just being very slow right now. But part 3, comments. All right.